Hi, this is Nitesh. Welcome to your face reading channel. In today's video, I'm going to share with you some of the amazing common leader-like traits. We are going to observe some of the CEOs from top industries, from top categories of tech, entertainment, of hotel and hospitality, of retail, of the healthcare, and we are going to observe some of the common features on their face that indicates their strength, that indicates the strength of their facial traits. What I want you to do throughout this video is check whether those features are something that you possess in your face, and if they are on your face, it signifies a strong potential of strong power in you to be leader like. So it is something that can govern and manifest in you a better version of yourself. So make sure while watching the video, you're also observing some of the features on your face and thereby deducing some of the amazing leader like traits in you. So let's go into the magic board to unveil some of the amazing strengths of Google CEO, the Apple CEO, the Walmart CEO. We are also observing Marriott International former CEO's face, the CVS Health CEO's face. So it's going to be full of intense learning on face reading. So let's deep dive into the magic board to unveil the secrets of CEO like face. Welcome to the magic board, guys. Herein, we are going to discuss some of the common features of top CEOs who are currently serving for their organization, as well as some of the former renowned CEOs. And as I have mentioned in the introduction, that we are going to span across different categories. So what I have done is I have classified the section into tech CEOs, entertainment CEO, hotel and hospitality CEO, retail CEO, healthcare and wellness CEO, so that we can cover the dimension of all segments in the rough manner. And what we are going to have today is we are going to discuss some of the common features that are there on each one of these faces, and with respect to specific category, if there are certain features that are there, we are going to uncover all of that in this informative face reading video, right? So let me first zoom into the pictures of Sundar Pichai, who is the Google CEO, and Tim Cook, who is the currently serving Apple CEO. So we are going to observe some of the commonalities that are there on their faces, and let's see what comes out by the end of this video, right? So when you're starting face reading, it's very important that you look at the most prominent features on the face. What are prominent features? Prominent features are nothing but what strikes out from the face at the first instance. Like, what is the major feature that you can span across or that you can gauge through once you're viewing a particular face, right? So if you look at Sundar Pichai's face, let me zoom in a little so that you can have the access to the picture itself. And if you zoom into the picture of Tim Cook, and if you view it simultaneously for the better observation, the very first thing, the very first commonality that you will see here is that they both possess a very powerful nose that is spanning across the philtrum as well. Philtrum is nothing but this particular region that is on top of our upper lip between the nose, right? So this nose part is kind of covering the upper part of the philtrum, like this nasal groove, right? So you could prominently see that the nose part is significantly strong in Sundar Pichai's face, and this is one of the commonalities that you'll observe in Tim Cook's face as well, right? So he also have a very strong prominent nose feature, and you could see that this part is kind of spreading and kind of coming up till the level of philtrum, right? So when a person has a strong nose, when a person has a powerful nose with respect to the rest of the features of the face, it indicates that there is a sense of strong metal energy, because metal energy can be adjudicated with the fact if you have a strong nose, and strong nose people go by bearing a certain set of power. They infuse a certain set of control, and when you have a person who has a strong nose, you could see that they can possess a strong leadership trait. It's something which signifies a strong potential in you to control things, to kind of be practical in things. And in one of the videos that I have made, where this particular region, if you divide the face into three horizontal halves, which means if you divide the face into spanning from the eyebrow region to the to below the nose region, you could see that this particular zone, that is the middle zone, is something that is a bigger zone. And when you have a person in this particular territory, it can indicate that a person goes by taking practical decisions. He doesn't very much get swayed by the emotional aspect, and that is something which is very important as a leader, right? So you'll observe that in leaders, the nose part is something that you'll see would be pretty strong, or if not strong, at least an average size nose, because that confirms for a sense of control. It infuses a set of power into your facial features that indicate a sense of leadership into you. It's something which you will be amazed to see. Like 80 to 90% of leaders in top positions, you'll see that they have a very strong nose, and it's something which does indicate a sense of power, right? So that is something which you could see as a common feature between both of them. And we are going to cover the others as well, and you're going to make this discovery that this is something which is a common feature across, right? The other aspect, if you could see, because these are tech CEOs, right? So technology is very much governed by the logical part, right? And when there are a lot of logical operations involved, you'll observe people having straighter features on their face. Straighter features means the curves on the face will be pretty less. For example, if you see the eyebrows, right? These eyebrows are kind of straightish in nature. It's not very curvy, right? It's not very curvy like this. Rather, it is more on the straighter end. A little curve, but more straight. And here on his face, also on Tim Cook's face, you will see that they are long and they can be angular, but they are not curvy. The angular part does indicate that there is a strong managerial mindset, and it indicates a sense of your ability to influence people and your want to be in control. And governed by the aspect of strong nose, it can definitely induce you to be a great leader, or a person who can hold the power, I would say. Right, not a great leader per se. There are certain other factors that we need to see whether a person is or can be a great leader, but these are potential signs in you that can indicate that you have strong potential to be a leader. And whether you can be a leader or not, it depends entirely on you. These are some of the facial predispositions that governs or gives you a sense of talents or gifts into you. It's about how you manifest those gifts into your life to actually become the best version of yourself, right? So this is something which you'll observe in the tech CEOs. Like straight features are there, like eyebrows are straight in both of them, and this indicates, as I said, that it is a more logic oriented approach towards life, towards products, and that is something which is very essential when it comes to building technology products, right? One of the other features that you will see in people who are at high leadership positions is that their upper lip may not be as big as their lower lip, right? Because lips and mouth area governs the way you speak, governs the way you want to express yourself. The lower lip area, when it's bigger than the upper lip area, it can indicate that you may have a gift of gab, which means that you may be communicating well. Given if you have fuller mouth, it indicates that there is a sense of expression in you, which can be efficient, right? But if your upper area of the lip is not as big as the lower area, it means that you hold your personal emotions and you kind of not let your feminine energy out, and you kind of are not intensely emotional, and which is something which is very important criteria for a CEO handling a lot of operations at bigger scale, right? So that is something which is very important, and which you could see in some of the CEOs face that we are going to cover in the other part of this video as well, right? So that is something which which is a commonality. Then again, if you just look at both of them, right, one of the common things again you'll see is that if you focus just on their eye tone, just on their shin, let me just yeah, if you just focus on this particular part and look at the eye tone or the shin part, there is a sense of stability that you'll see in their eyes. It's a sense of emotional stability, which is kind of very intuitive in nature, but it's something which strikes out prominently as a balanced leader. And being balanced is something which is very important as a leader. And by their shin reflections, it gives a sense of calmness, or it gives a sense of a leadership wherein there is a balanced or calm approach. Somewhere mentally they are able to handle those certain positions, right? So that is one of the commonalities that both of them have, right? And one of the other things that you'll see in leaders, or in most of the leaders, is that they may have a very square face, right? You will see a very square face structure. And when a square face structure is there, that indicates that jaw lines can be prominent and jaws are strong. And jaws are something that indicates the root of the face, right? It's the foundation on which the face is being held, right? So when jaws are strong, it indicates that there is a strong set of belief sets that you have. You do go by your principles and you stick by it. And one of the reasons why people may trust you is because you stick by what you say, you stick by your principles. That doesn't mean it has to be right, but it's something which offers a sense of stability, right? And these are some of the important factors that induces in you a leadership quality. Or once you are looking into a face, that face demands authority, and that face kind of governs you with a strength that they have the ability to take the organization forward, right? So these are some of the important features of these two CEOs who are tech CEOs, and both of them have strong metal energy. Metal energy, you can imagine a sword, and a sword is very sharp, it's very clean, pristine. It has that sense of sharpness and nothing that is fussy. Similarly, if you see their face, they have less cheek padding, less it's like it's a very refined face. And when you have something that is pretty refined, it indicates a sense of metal energy. And metal energy has an archetype of father, and as father sees the overview of the family and tries to govern things well, looking from the top. And metal has the archetype of father, as I mentioned, and it is something that is viewed from the sky. So metal people naturally have tendency to be strong leaders, right? So if you observe refinement in the features, if you observe a person bearing a large nose, it indicates that a person has a strong metal energy. And the powerful nose can indicate that he or she can be pretty ambitious, and there is a natural sense of power that they exuberate into their life, right? So let me now go to the entertainment CEO. So this is Brian Roberts, and this is Comcast. He's Comcast CEO. This is Ralph CEO, who was the founder of Comcast. And let us observe some of the features on their face that makes them holding a leadership position or being in a position of power, right? One of the important things which you'll see on their face immediately, if you have followed the other part of the video, is that again, if you observe the part of their nose, it is coming right on top of philtrum, right? It's very much a bigger nose, right? With respect to the face, it's a very big nose. And no surprises there, right? That how much a face can tell about you, how much a face can tell about the potential that you possess into your life, right? So this particular nose, if you see, or even on his father, it's a very big nose, and very big nose indicates that metal energy is prominent, and it induces in you a strong leadership trait, and somebody who has a power to control, who wants to come as if not bossy, somebody who is like a leader, right? So this is one of the traits that has been passed on to his son as well. And Along with that, if you observe deeper into the Shen aspect, the Shen does give the reflection of immense fire, which means that he wants to achieve the growth in a fiery way, and that includes he may want to focus more on how he can enhance the profit of the organization in a better way. And this is one of the functions of CEO's role, right, to increase the revenue of the company in manifold ways. And through his coming, he has really increased the revenue of Comcast to multiple of $1 million, and something which he can be really proud of. Along with that, you'll also observe one of the strong features on their face is their ears. On his father's face, that is Ralph Roberts, you'll observe that the ear length is also pretty big, and because he's also the founder, you'll observe in founders, in entrepreneurs, in risk takers, that their ears are significantly very strong. And along with that, you'll also observe that their forehead is also pretty strong. And once both of these features are strong, it can indicate a person who has who's having strong water energy into them. And the strong forehead, the longer forehead, represents the thinking ability, the strong thinking ability, and the strong ears represents the risk taking ability. So that makes for a strong potential to be a strong entrepreneur. And with a strong nose, it indicates that the combination is a deadly combination for being a businessman and a founder, and somebody who is naturally or can be naturally good in entrepreneurship or in business. Yes, with a person like him having strong wood, if you see his eyebrows, which are thick in nature, being an employee is something that could be difficult, but he naturally possesses somebody who is having traits of leading a business or founding a business, right? So that is one of the common things. Again, if you'll observe that trait that I was mentioning, where the lower lip was bigger than the upper lip, you'll observe here in this case as well, where lower lip is bigger than the upper lip, which indicates that he may reserve his private life to himself and is not very open about it. And that is something which is very important as a leader, to be not intentionally emotional or dramatic about things, because stability is what people expect. And over the years, you could also see that his water energy has risen, which indicates that he has taken in traits of his father, and those water traits of his father's got reflected into him. So that is one of the strong features on his face. And they operate in cable industry in the US. So water can indicate that there are innovative ways that you want to drive into your business, and because of strong water, it can be something that is a non-linear way, but it's a strong creative energy once you have strong water into you. So it definitely governs. With strong wood, with thick eyebrows, it potentially gives you strength to be leader-like. So yeah, the two important things here, if you notice, the strong nose, right, which is one of the common factors that you will see in the other CEOs that we observed. Again, one of the other features is the straighter features. If you see, the eyebrow hair is, or eyebrow positioning is like on the straighter lines, which indicates a logical oriented approach, right? The logic oriented approach, which is quite necessary once you're leading an organization. And the upper lip area is lesser than the lower lip area, which indicates that your communication could be very much driven towards what you want to achieve, rather than focusing a lot on personal self. So those are the common qualities that you have seen in these guys also, right? So now let me go on to Arne Sorensen, who was the former CEO of Marriott International. And one of the very first things that you will see on his face is again, strong nose with respect to the whole face. So once you have strong nose, it very much indicates a leadership potential in you. He actually worked as a lawyer to start with, and again, once you see his face, the face is very refined, and not a lot of cheek padding you see on his face, which indicates that he also has strong metal energy. one of the ways that you can gauge metal energy is by strong nose, which is like a fundamental strength being signified by strong metal element. And the other aspect that you'll see on his face, again, long forehead, right, and strong ears, long ears with respect to whole features of the face. So these again make for a combination which is quite deadly, which means long forehead, long ears plus long nose, right? So this is one of the strong combinations that induces in you a strong leadership quality. Along with that, he also has a prominent chin, which is again indicative of the fact that he may have strong water energy as well. He has strong water energy, governed by the fact that there is a significant long forehead and ears, but prominent chin induces a very strong water energy. And because he was in the hotel and hospitality industry, and once you have curvy features on the lower part of the chin, it can indicate that your approach will be people centric and your decision making will very much be surrounded with considering people in mind. And once you have people, you have the hotel and hospitality industry, which again indicates that your face does govern where you want to go, where you'll feel happy, where you'll feel kind of drawn towards. And also he specialized in merger and acquisitions, and one of the ways the water people can exercise their creativity is by making strong negotiations. And how he is able to make strong negotiations, are there signs on the face? I would say yes. The long forehead coupled with the strong ears and a very prominent chin, these are significant water strengths that governs that you can be very creative, you can be very innovative in how you want to achieve your business goals, and merger and acquisitions are very much part of it, right? And later he became the CEO of Marriott International. So yes, so that is one of the things which he achieved and impacted lives of, right? The other CEO, who is the retail CEO that I have taken, who is the current CEO of Walmart International as of now when I'm recording this video. So if you see his face, he has not that striking nose that we have seen of the other CEOs, but significantly good nose, right? It's something which is being covered at the, like you could see, like the tip of the nose is very much on the part of the philtrum that is on the lower end, but it's still, I would say, not a very large nose, but average to large nose, which means that it's not necessary, very much necessary, that you have to have a large nose. But generally you'll observe in 70 to 80% of leaders that they have a very strong nose, which again indicate that there is a sense of strong metal energy which induces in you a leader like trait. The other aspect, if you see, again, there is a commonality of a strong forehead. If you see, it's a very prominent part of his face, if you see, right? And long forehead induces a analytical thinker in you, a thinker who wants to evaluate on options. And that is one of the important aspects of being a CEO, right? You want to evaluate on options. And one of the other features that you see, again, a common feature, which is the eyebrow positioning is very much on the straighter end, right? It's not curvy. And curvy means you can be a lot more emotional, a lot more feelings oriented, and straighter features on the face indicates you can be a lot more logical into your approach. It's something which is very much strange, but it's something which holds very much true, right? So that is the thing. And you'll observe that on his face there is like flesh padding, cheek padding on his face, more than what the other leaders kind of reflected from their face. And when you have strong flesh on your face, cheek padding on your face, it can indicate that earth is also pretty strong on your face, which means that you think for people, you want to impact their lives in a better way. And through his leadership, he has also worked on increasing the employees' wage rates, and he has been a prominent figure in that. So that is something which is very, very wonderful thing that he did. Again, if you observe his lower lip area and the upper lip area. Lower lip area has the more part, right? More parts that you can see, whereas in the upper lip area you could see less, and that is something which again is a sign that your desire to intensely express your emotions is pretty less. So that is something which is required in the CEO's role, and it's something which adds a strong dimension. Again, it depends on which profession you are into and what line you're choosing for yourself, because each of those features on your face has a wonderful strength and it indicates a strong sense of ability. So if you don't have the features that I have discussed, maybe you are suited for doing wonderful things in other dimensions. So no need to be depressed. It's something which we are analyzing on the CEO's face and thereby deducing on what are those factors that induces in you gifts of leader-like quality in you, right? So let me now go to the healthcare and wellness CEOs, and here is Larry Mello. He was a former CEO of CVS Health, and on the features, again you will see a commonality is he also has a very strong forehead, right? And this again, once you have a very strong forehead in Chinese face reading, the ancient Chinese consider it as a sign of good luck into your life because it adds a sense of abundance. And they say a person who is balding is something a sign of a good fortune with respect to money terms, right? So that is something that they said. And on his face, you'll observe that the water energy is very prominent, as you could see that the region of the forehead is strong, and it's something which is pretty much a prominent feature. Again, one of the things that you'll see is thicker and straighter eyebrows, which again indicate that he wants to be more practical in his approach when it comes to thinking or making decisions. His thinking patterns are something which is not feelings oriented, which again is a sign of a leader wanting to be in power and wanting to be influential through his logical or logic centric approach, right? The other feature that you'll see, and which is one of the learnings that you'll learn in face reading, is that this start from the lower end. The start from the lower end is having less hair, but going forward it has more eyebrow hair, and these are very much the ender eyebrows, which means that the potential of hair at the end of the eyebrow is more than the start of the eyebrow, which means that it adds in you the ability to finish projects, especially once you take it up. It's not something that you leave in between, and that is one of the exceptional qualities of being a leader. So it again adds a strength in you, and as per Rose Roastery, these are called as ender eyebrows, where your ability to finish your project is significantly higher, and it's a very important quality to have in leader. Again, his nose is also pretty strong in nature, which again induces a fact that the aspect of control, the aspect of being ambitious in life is something which he holds pretty prominent. And again, the aspect of noticing Shen is something which is difficult to start with as a face reader, but his face definitely indicates a strength of fire into his personality, which means he can aim for profits to go manifold in a very short period, which can be a little tough on employees, which means he can be tough on employees at certain periods, and that is something which is a reflection from his face. He could be bossy even, but that is how the leadership style is different from the other leaders that we have seen, right? But having a earth face, having cheek padding, having strong sets of mass on the face, it adds a sense of earth element, which indicates that while choosing a person to be a leader, it adds that psychological component of trust when you're able to see more part of the face, right? So that is something which is a wonderful feature to have. And with that, I would say that we have discussed on quite a lot of things, quite a lot of commonalities that these CEOs share, out of which one or two of the most common things that you'll observe is a prominent nose, right prominent nose is something that you will see. Again, the other aspect that you may see is a long forehead, which can indicate a strong thinking ability, a strong analytical ability. And once you have combinations of those, it can really make you a deadly entrepreneur or deadly CEO, or induce in you a leader like quality. It's upon you, as I mentioned, to utilize the potential that you're born with. You can have long ears because that is something which we have seen in some of these faces. But most importantly, this metal element is something which could be very prominent in leadership positions, which means that metal is something that that can be tough to live with in relationships, because metal cuts the other people off. It is like it wants to experience a phase of being a leader in all of the things. And once you are a leader, right, it can very much go on a pathway where you can cut off your communications or cut off your personal life to an extent that it can be tough for you to be very strong in terms of collaborating in your relationship. Having said that, if you have other supporting features on your face, that definitely can make up, and that definitely can induce in support to your face to add that glorified features with respect to being good in your personal life. But yes, these are the traits that are the common traits that we have observed in some of these strong leaders. Let me know in the comment section how you find this video, and if you possess these traits, then that is great. If you don't possess some of these features, that is also cool, because each face has a sort of strength, and once you know those strengths, you can better sync yourself into what you want to do, into what is suited for you to do, right? So let me know in the comment section if you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you feel this video was helpful, and share it with your friends whom you feel will help them to know some of the leader like features. So bye bye, take care. I'm signing off for this video until I see you the next time.